having an Americano, no milk.
Size.
Large.
Whatever the biggest is. Usually I would say welcome, but it's kind of like you welcoming us to your spot. How cool is this? We're out in Paarl today. How are you?
I'm fine. You guys?
Oh, we're amazing. Thanks.
Beautiful.
It is so good to finally chat to you. You're back in South Africa for the first time in probably a while. When was the last time you were back down here?
2019.
Okay, all right.
2019? Yes, 2019.
So how often do you come back? Because you live in Spain at the moment.
Yes, I try to be here every 2 years to see the family, my mom and then. So yes, 2 years.
Right. Let's start back at the beginning. The Mark Wayne story. Where did it all begin? Where did you first get into music? Where did you grow up?
Oh, I was born in Ravensmead.
Okay.
And that was in 72. I'm 50 years old this year.
Happy birthday.
Jeez.
That's a big one.
And then in 77 we moved. My mom got married again and we moved to Worcester. And there's where I grew up. Went to school, played sports. Everybody, all my friends are, or most of my friends are there.
Yeah, everybody calls you, calls Worcester your hometown.
Yes.
Like when you said Ravensmead, I was like, huh? I thought it was Worcester.
Now we know. Now we know.
Yes.
So where did you go to school and when did you get into music?
Well, my dad was a musician as well. So he did shows every weekend. That time, Worcester was full of bands. On every corner there was a new band or a different band and they would battle out. And then this will happen in the civic center of the town. And my mom would take us, me and my brother, and put a blanket in front of the stage, and we had to listen to my dad perform. And that is, I think, where it started. And then I'm still a quiet person, you know. And then staying at home, singing in the kitchen, going outside, putting up a makeshift stage, one scaffolding with 2 drums and performing from there. Nobody, it's only me.
Yeah.
After that, choirs, church choir, a male choir after that called Southern Ethos, and then performing at different shows, maybe doing 2 or 3 shows, being a master of ceremony, and that was the beginning.
Okay, fantastic. And then what did you study when you left school? What did you go on to do?
I went to a high school that was performing arts.
Okay.
So we had art, visual arts, drama, music, and ballet. So I decided to apply for the art because I was doing a little bit of drawing. Yeah, my primary phase of life, and from there I got into a college, and I went to go study art as a art teacher.
Okay.
Oh wow!
And from there I started teaching at the different schools all over Western Cape, and ending up at the art school in Worcester. And then from there, I came to Cape Town, teaching art.
Yeah. And because, you spent a lot of your life in Spain. What made you go there?
Oh, I had a party at one of my friend's house.
Why does everything start with a party?
Everything starts with a party, man. You're a musician.
She's actually married to the guy from Jude House, I think.
Jet House. Okay.
So they used to stay there in front of the other people that I went to, the agency.
Okay.
She told me, hey, these people are having auditions. Why don't you go and try out?
Where's this? In Plumstead?
In Plumstead.
With, what's his name?
Gimpy
Vardien. There
yes.
you go. I remember Gimpy in Plumstead. Yes.
So they said, oh, they're doing shows, weekends and stuff. I say, okay, fine, I can do it maybe for extra money on weekends.
Yes.
Went there, did the audition, went in the shorts, embarrassing. Went there, did the audition for them. for the manager first, and she said no, come later because my husband will be there later. Went again, did another song. They said no, we're looking for Motown music. I'm like, ooh, Motown, I don't know. And then I remembered My Girl. So I said,
Yes.
okay, fine, I'll do My Girl. Did that and said, listen here, we've got a space for you. We're sending people to Spain. I said, ooh, my mom is going to kill me. You studied to be a teacher and now you want to leave it. There's no certainty in music.
Yeah.
And when
Wat is jou basiel?
Yes. Resigned from teaching. Spoke to my principal. I said, listen, I've got this opportunity. Should I do it? It's a gamble. So I said, you're young. Do it.
Yeah.
Put in my resignation. And then I went to Worcester to tell my mom, listen, yeah, I'm finished with teaching. Are you crazy? And I went upset there, but okay, it's 2003 that, and now, about 19 years later, I'm still doing it.
Fantastic. And you were on the Spanish version of The Voice as well. How did that go? I know that on the blind auditions you turned a chair, which is great, and you obviously got in. Before we even get to how did it go, I heard you interacting in Spanish. How good is your Spanish? Would you say it's fluent?
Well, I would say it's fantastic, but no, it's not. It's not. I understand everything.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
but when it's not your language, there's still stuff passing you.
Yeah. But as long as you got gracias and all of that, you're okay.
No, I can do much more than that.
So how would you say, yo, I'm Mark, I'm a singer, you know?
Soy Mar y soy cantante.
Vivo
en España y hace shows ahí.
It makes me think of Hector Lavoe. Yo soy el cantante. You know that song?
No.
You don't? Oh my goodness! It's Hector Lavoe, man. He's the man who started the movement of salsa music in New York.
So it's Hispanic then.
He's Puerto Rican.
He's
Puerto
but that
Rican,
will also
isn't
be Hispanic, because
Yes.
as South America is Hispanic and then Spain is Spanish. You know?
There's that difference, that dialect difference.
Yes, there's
Definitely.
But no, my Spanish is good. I think it's good. I can interact with everybody. Everybody understands me. Sometimes they don't, because I pronounce differently the stuff. If you just change the sound of an A, it's a whole different word.
Different
you know?
word.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like English in a way. I mean, let's be honest. We don't have the easiest language in the world to learn.
and they say it's easy English.
Oh, really?
Yes, they don't speak it. They say it's easy.
Oh, all right. Maybe they grew up with it as a second language. I don't know.
No.
But Mark, your mother tongue would be Afrikaans.
Afrikaans.
Got you. Okay,
Afrikaans.
It's a man for
You
languages.
Yes, the thing is, you start off in Ravensmead as English,
cool. Yes.
and then I went to Worcester, it's only Afrikaans.
It was over.
Yes.
Yes. I had a lot of difficulty with pronunciation of words, and I got hidings from the teachers.
Guaranteed. I'd have died.
That time you still could get the caning and stuff.
Yeah.
Corporal punishment.
Yeah.
You spoke about it in your podcast, didn't you? Yeah.
No, definitely. Okay, cool. That's lekker. So tell us about the show. Like, how does the show run? What is it primarily that you do?
We started off as the Four Tops.
Okay.
Four Tops is a Motown group.
Yes.
4 guys, also from Cape Town. They put us together, different people together, a lot of difficulties at the
Yes.
beginning. Later on, it smoothed out,
Yes.
but not 100%. There's always, you stay together with the people all day, all night,
This
shows.
it's challenging.
Yeah. And I did that for 12 years. And then I decided, listen, I can't do this anymore. I told them, if you don't give me a solo show, I leave, I go look for another company. And they said, no, fine, we give you a show, you decide what to do. So I went on I was working in Scandinavia on a cruise liner, and I put a SEAL show together.
Okay.
So I did SEAL and Motown, a mix of that. So while I'm in this cold country, decided, okay, let me take this time and then put the playlist together. Went through all the songs of SEAL, and I got a few out of that. And then I checked out these 2 albums that he did. I think it's Soul 1 and Soul 2. And I got a few songs from there as well. And lucky for me, that was Motown stuff in there. And then I sent all of that off to the boss, and he decided what I could take from there, the songs, just to put his name behind the playlist. Yes, yes. And then they wanted to add another few other songs that doesn't even fit the description of the show. And I said, okay, this one no, that one no. And then we got to this arrangement or agreement that, okay, the playlist is now okay for the shows. And then we decided on dances. I told them I wanted some dances, and then they brought one break, a hip hop dancer, and a all style dancer from Cape Town to Spain to come perform with me. I had before that also we tried, I think for 1 year we tried a ballet dancer, a guy ballet dancer, and then a contemporary dancer, and it kind of worked out, but the people didn't sit nice with it.
Do you get an opportunity to do your own songs?
Yes. There's all the towns, they've got concerts every festival. Like they've got a lot of saints, and then maybe it's a saint this, and then have a festival for that, or they get money to do entertainment for the people of the town. So maybe you're from Paarl, then the government gives money for them to do shows, so it's free of charge. Everybody just come, they just charge the people for a table to put their food on. So they bring their own food and stuff, and they just put the bars there, and the people can buy drinks. So I'll be able, if I get a chance, I can go perform there if there's a free day maybe. I'm not allowed to do it, but I normally book the day in advance free. And then I go do the show. I think that's the only places. The clubs, not really. But yeah, that's the only places I can do it, at the festivals of the towns.
And tell me about like getting onto radio over there. Is it? It must be tough.
It's tough. It's really tough. Like I mentioned, you need to be sing in Spanish to really honor.
That's going to look really cool.
Yeah. So yes.
I'm not going to disturb.
Yeah.
You can stay there.
So it's really difficult. They sent my music, Fallen, Unforgettable.
Yes.
They sent to a few places, and only one radio station came back, and they played a snippet of the song, like 10 seconds of the song.
No.
Okay, make it 15 seconds of the song. They made it, and only that.
Oh wow.
So it didn't play a full thing, just that. And then I got a few podcasts also with people, and I had to do it in Spanish. And
Oh my goodness.
that was interesting. So I would sit with write out all that they might ask.
Oh, wow.
Did a few researches, and then went in. Okay, translate that into English, and then we'll go to the husband also translate, and then I paste it like that on the wall.
Doesn't that make you nervous?
Yes, really. That's why I was so nervous to do this one.
No. Chill.
All the time,
Chilled.
like, and I think you can't be comfortable. So I've got all the stickers there. So and I'm going like, she's gonna ask the other one. Okay, there's something that's close to that, so I'll answer and I'll answer them. It's really, really difficult. I did a podcast with a radio station in South America, and they actually had a translator with it, and it was just on Zoom going like this. There's people. This one is from this side of South America, and now he's translating to them. And that's craziness. It's craziness.
That is mad.
But they play the songs, all my songs, a lot in South America.
Okay. Oh, cool.
In Spain, not too much. South America, yes.
And you say on Spanish radio, they just like they don't worry about radio edits.
No.
Things like that.
No radio edit stuff. So you get heavy stuff going on, and your eyes will open. And I was going, why does people? And Danny always says, no, they don't care because the people don't understand Spanish, English. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, tell me how you went about and did this whole thing with Ibrahim. I'm always interested to know, like, Mr. Malam's got his hands in everywhere, you know, and he's one of those producers that I really value.
Yes.
In South Africa, in Africa as a whole, I'd say. He's worked with so many people, including myself. How did you go about doing that?
Okay.
Especially considering the fact that you were in another country.
You're asking how we did the process, or how met him?
Yeah, how did you come around meeting him? How did you hear about him? How did you start the process? All of those things.
And and what exactly was the process?
Yes, that's an interesting one. So I spoke to Jared Ricketts. Yes, we spoke a few years back, and I said, "Listen, yeah, I'm looking for a person to do music for me. Do you perhaps have somebody that I can speak to?" And he said, "I'll introduce you to Ibrahim, and he's a guy that did my music, my album." I said, "Okay, fine, let's try this out." Started to send WhatsApps to Ibrahim, and we decided on doing songs. And now it came in how we're gonna do this, because I can't fly to Wetton to go and record one song and then leave. And he said, "No, we'll try to." So I did all my vocals in studios in Spain. So we'll do all the parts. He will say, okay, he will send me the song and the lyrics, and then he will say, okay, do this, the verse and the chorus, whatever, and record this and this and this in dry vocals, and then you just email it to me.
Yeah.
And then he took it from there.
Okay, got you.
What actually made you decide, all right, now it's time to start releasing stuff in South Africa?
Since I wanted to do this such a long time ago, and it's just like I mentioned before, the producing of it, the music, I couldn't find people to do it. Yeah. And lucky with Jared that he got me in contact with this. But this also came from way back. I didn't mention to you that I did Coca-Cola Pop Stars in Cape Town.
No, actually.
So I did that, and
that just takes you back, eh?
you know Bruce Talliard, me and him, I got through also the first round or the auditions, and then we had to do a duet. And he came to me because I had this big accident, a car accident, and it left me without a voice for 6 months. And just after that, the Coca-Cola Pop Stars came, and he saw me somewhere on interview on the internet, and he says, "Listen, let's do this together." I don't want to go further in that one because maybe he got further than me. So yeah, in any case, but we did that, and since then I wanted to do, my own stuff, and never got a chance. And then I said, "Listen, yeah, you're getting too old. You need to do something, and quick." And I got into contact with us, starting my own stuff.
Absolutely, that's brilliant. Where in Spain are you based?
I'm based in Tarragona, just an hour's drive away from Barcelona, and it's also on the coastline. Yes. That's lower than Barcelona. It's a beautiful town, old town, very medieval.
Have you traveled Spain?
Yes, we try to see everything. I think I needed to be in all the places to get my
to find the one that you want to.
Yes, yeah,
The place
and
beautiful home.
yes, and luckily for me, like they said in Spain in all the program on The Voice, La Voz, they said, "Oh, I moved to Spain for love. I moved to Spain and I found my love in Spain." So my dears, you need to see all the places to see how different they are as well. They're like Valencia. Valencia is much more drier than the northern parts of the country, because Valencia is more south.
It's southeast.
Yeah, there's Cadiz and then all the Malaga and that areas is more drier than the northern parts. You're getting a little bit colder and a little bit more wet, more greener as you go north.
Let's talk about, is it La Voz? Is that how
La
it's
Voz,
pronounced
La
over
Voz,
there? Okay.
yes.
The Voice
Yes.
In Spain. You took part in that. Just tell us about how that went.
Yes, it was my birthday. No, let me first start like this, because there's a story behind this one also. Okay. So you needed to send in for your auditions first to apply. Yes. So they will check then your videos that they sent in, and then from there you get an audition with a person close to you in Barcelona, and they will from there then send it to the people in Madrid, and Madrid will check the videos that they made, the people from the audition in Barcelona, and from there they will send it to the head guy who does the auditions, and he will decide if you can get an audition for the show. So they called, and lucky for me, that year was our wedding is 2019, and my parents was there also. So this morning, we jumped in the car. It was me, my sister, my niece, and another friend who came from for the wedding in a car, stuck in traffic. They calling, listen here, your audition is starting. Where are you? I said, give me 15 minutes. I'm still in the traffic. I had to park the car. I ran with all the South Africans to get to this hotel to audition. Went there and they say, you're late, about 15 minutes late. I said, sorry, it's a lot of car problems, make up a thing. I left the house a little bit late. And did the audition. I went with, what's the song now? Let's Stay Together. Did that one, and then they asked for another song. So I did My Girl. I picked all the songs that I knew was easy and had a melody. That one. And then they went into down my list because you had their hand in 20 songs. 20 songs, so they know some of the people will try,
Does at least one or two of them have to be Spanish?
Yes, one need to be Spanish.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they went down my list and they picked a song that Whitney Houston made famous, but it's actually a song of the Four Tops. I Believe in You and Me. So I say when I down there, it says, "Can you sing I Believe in Me, You and Me?" I went and I dropped the key from
boom.
Yes.
Thank you.
The Whitney Houston does a really high one, and the Four Tops is closer to mine, but I dropped it more, and it's only a cappella. Okay. So I did that one for them as well, and I said, "I'll come back to you." Fine. I said, "Okay." I did that one. They said, "Okay, we've got a spot for you. This date, you need to be there." Just before the wedding. I think the day before the wedding.
No.
Oh, wow.
They said, "Come," and I'm down there running again.
And this was in Barcelona?
No, that one was Madrid.
Oh, wow.
So I had to go to Madrid and we had to stay over. Also nervous as hell. I was sweating, and now you're coming. It's on my birthday. This audition is on my birthday. I went in there, said, cameras, 6 people lined up to the vocal coaches. Lined up for you, and then the piano player on the side. I had 15 minutes with the vocal coach to check the keys of the song, and then he just went on piano to follow me now following him. He did the first song, and I did again, Let's Stay Together, and they said, "Okay, do another song." I said, My Girl. They were like, "Oh, fantastic. I went, "Huh? Play it." And I went like, "It's my birthday." And I was pumping out everything, and I'm just hype on the top, And they were like, "Oh God, are we going to sing in Spanish, Happy Birthday for you?" Because now they knew that I was South African. And later on they went like, "Oh no, you sing it in English." I was like, "I got this. I got them. And then from there, they sent me an email, said, I need to come to Madrid again because I made it to the live chairs. So did that. It's craziness. I tell you, I don't know how they did it here, but it's craziness. We are in a room full, maybe like that, full of people, singers, all singers. Everybody's trying to outdo everybody, and everybody's now there in this makeshift room. Yes, and a lot of people. I tell you, we were at the beginning 120,000 people. And then they brought it down to 120 people. And from that's the live chairs. And from there, they only took 60 people. So to go to the next round, to the second round. And lucky for me, somebody then turned. The judges were 2 Spanish ones. Then, oh my word, a girl from Mexico, Paulina Rubia. They chose me, and then what's his name from Despacito?
Luis
Fonsi.
Better than me.
I was getting there. I would have got there eventually.
So yes, they were, and then we were in the last. So most of them had full teams already, and only this lady had left 2 spaces.
Why the others didn't turn? Is it because they couldn't?
They couldn't. They
Okay.
couldn't. So she still had about 3 spaces left.
Because what happened was when, come to the end of it, and she had turned, the others had positive comments to say.
Yes.
But they didn't turn.
Yes,
thinking,
I think
why
Fonzie-
have you got positive comments
Yes.
to say if you didn't turn?
And then also Fonzie said he's got soul singers already in his group. But for them is, don't put me in a box. You think I can only sing Motown music or soul music. There's other stuff I can do as well. And then also you don't choose, you put your list down there of the 20 songs and they choose what you need to sing. So you can't tell them, listen, this one is going to be much better. They choose. And also depends on who is in your group so that they don't have too much of the same type of sound for their program. Okay. But it's all drama. Drama. The one who comes out with the best story behind your audition also gets in.
And how far did you go in the end?
Only the second round, until the second round.
Okay. How did you actually meet your hubby?
Oh, yeah, no?
This is what I want to know.
No. Well, an app.
Hey, listen, I met my girlfriend on an app. There you go. There's something for the podcast.
No, it was an app. It was a tea date.
I was
So-
going to ask what app.
A grinder.
Oh, was it? Well, wow. Okay.
So, I'm getting red now. So yes, we did it, and we went for one tea date.
Okay.
And after it went quiet, maybe 2 months after, I saw the name on her phone. I went like, okay, fine, Mr. Harry, because that was the name on it.
No way.
I didn't remember the name.
Do you remember what yours was?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it was Rocco. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I try to be as truthful as much, because you forget later on when you lie too much.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You got to keep it.
So I sent him a message, listen here, do you want to go for movies and stuff? So I went for movies. And afterward, I think that came to the end of my season. I said, listen here, either I get my own apartment or I need to move in with yours, in your place. And I just moved in. That was a crazy thing because we didn't know each other. So moved in. A year later, he went like, I think we need to make this serious. And I said like, well, okay, fine. Let's get it engaged. So we did after a year. And I said, no, why don't we just get married? I said, no. This is too quick. So after 2 years knowing him, we decided on also getting married. And I think I met his parents 6 months after we met each other also. Because we didn't want to get too serious or uncertain. And we go to the parents and say, okay, this is the new boyfriend, whatever. And he only met my parents, I think, 2 years into the relationship as well. So now we're together now.
Before you got married.
Yeah. Yes, we came to Cape Town just to introduce him to the people. Yeah. And I think we're together now 6 years and 4 years married.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's such
And
a
as
cool story.
I told him also, listen here, I don't think this thing is really going to work because I'm quiet, you don't speak. It's working for now.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
How is his English?
It wasn't that good, but he speaks a lot now, much better.
Are you teaching him Afrikaans as well?
That's a case.
Just the bad words?
No, I don't do the bad words things. All my friends, my dad teaches him the bad stuff, you know. Me, I like to keep it clean, but you know, there's a lot of South Africans in Spain,
Yeah, okay.
and they teach him all the rubbish,
Yes.
all the bad stuff.
Okay.
But me, I just try to teach him the things, but it's not. I said, listen, there's an app also to learn Afrikaans, but your family speaks English. So yeah.
Not in Worcester, they don't.
Yeah. My niece is the only one in the house that speaks English. Further on, my dad and my mom is Afrikaans.
Okay, cool.
Well, yeah.
I want to talk about that actually. I want to talk about Worcester because the level of love you get from the people of Worcester is phenomenal.
Yes.
So, I mean, do you consider Worcester your home?
Yes. Spanish is my home, but Worcester is my hometown.
Okay.
Yeah, Vuvu. They call it Vuvu.
And it's amazing how they support you. You know, every time you got a song, every time it's on the radio, they're supporting you. They're there.
Yes. No, I'm really appreciative of everybody voting and listening to my music, and especially when you're not in the town, you're never there, but there's always people following and listening.
Which I find amazing.
And like I said before, I did a lot of shows and stuff there, and being a teacher in Worcester is also, I know a lot of people. A lot of my kids, I started teaching when I was 20. 20. So my kids were about my age, the high school kids. I tried to keep myself really old in the school, but they were 18 years old at school as well, you know. And they are now dads and their kids, and they still follow me and on Facebook always keep me in contact with them, you know. But Worcester is my hometown.
Okay, so what was No Broken Hearts about?
Broken Hearts was the first one, and I told Ibrahim that I wanted to go back to the 90s with this one. So I like Bobby Brown.
Yes.
Okay.
Bobby Brown and his music and the sound of his music I like. And I told him, listen to these two songs and then try to get the feeling of this and give me a song with that. And he didn't want to write the song. And that's where Jared came in.
Okay.
And then I told Jared, listen here, I used to party a lot. And we used to be the last people in the clubs. And the DJ would stop playing and we will still sit there and have our drinks, you know, packed underneath our chairs. You know, as in our 20s, we were partying like crazy. And he needed to put all of that into the song for me and get that feeling out to the people. And it took a while because Jared was in another space. And eventually he sent me that and No Broken Hearts came out. Then there's another story behind this. So they told me, no, they're going to put the song on Heart, and then you need to get people to vote for this. Now I'm in Spain. I don't know what to do. They just told me, here's the number, and I gave the wrong number.
Oh, no.
Right.
Gave the wrong number, and for maybe months, people were voting for this song to her auntie's telephone number. An old lady complained later on, why are these people sending these messages?
Sending votes and requests.
So,
Top 40, No Broken Hearts.
never went anywhere. But I think still it's a nice one that they did.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Unforgettable came along, and Unforgettable did really, really well. Unforgettable. I'll actually, it is unforgettable. I'll never forget it because what happened was, I think you said 37 weeks.
37, I think. Yeah.
It spent, but about 33 or 32 of those 37 weeks were spent in the top 10.
Wow.
It just
That's
spent
long.
ages, and it was just hovering between 8 and 4, and I think got up to 3, if I'm not mistaken. But
sure.
that song just like it hovered inside that top 10, but just never quite got
I think
there.
it debuted also on a SA top 10 at 2.
Yeah.
At 2 and never went further.
Oh my goodness.
Never went further.
Okay, so well, you did eventually get to number 1, but we'll come back to that. But Unforgettable, tell us about that. That was a jam, man. That was
Yeah.
cool.
I remember you said this one is going to go places.
I did. I did. Well, it went places. It went into the top 10 for ages. Okay.
No,
Yeah, but it was cool.
Unforgettable. I wanted a dance song. I told him I wanted to dance, and it needs to be enough that I can not sweat too much, but dance to it. Because I wanted a club song, you know. And he said, "Oh, just bring it down because your voice. We need to stick to your type of music, to your voice, how it will fit your voice." And he sent me this one as well. And I couldn't record it in a studio. So, I couldn't do the vocals in a studio. I'm not sure why not. Was it in COVID?
It could well
Could
have
have
been.
been in
It
COVID.
was in COVID. And I
Yeah.
couldn't go to the studio because the studios were closed. And I told him, listen, I bought the setup. Starting with my studio at home. This is what it looks like. So I have this round, the round
Yes,
half moon thing with the mic in the center.
Yes, isolation shield.
Yes.
And now never did recordings on myself. I'm just now trying to get a good and clear without any peaks on it.
Yes.
And recorded it at home, sent it. He sent it back, said, nope, try again.
Won't work.
Much better. You need to do it much better. And eventually we got a good quality out of it. But still today, if you compare it to the other songs, the vocals are softer than the other songs. If
Do
you listen
I have
properly,
not even noticed that. I'm gonna go back and listen.
if you listen to the other songs and this one,
Yeah.
you will listen that there's a difference in the vocals.
Yes.
It's not as good the quality of the vocals than the other songs.
Okay.
I'll give you some tips as to how to get that
Yeah.
popping.
Yeah, Mr. Sound Engineer over here.
Because you have the screen and everything,
Yes.
but it's still
It's not the screen. It's it's actually what it's going into. So
Yeah.
depending on your interface, what type of interface you're using, depending on the microphone you're using, that's where it comes in. I mean, but with people like Ibrahim, there are things from a producer side that you can do to amplify the vocal to make it sound warmer. But obviously the initial
thing is important.
is
Yes, it needs
very
to be-
important.
But he always requires it raw, right? He
Yes.
always says like he'll put his own. I would love to sit in the studio with him for a while.
Nah, sitting with Ibrahim is something else. So sitting with him in the driver's seat, for me that was very hard because I produce as well. So with Ibrahim, I was like, dude, okay, I want you to take
Yeah.
control here. I'm not going to sit in the driver's seat.
Yes.
And it felt weird. Like
You know,
I literally sat behind
yesterday
him.
we recorded the new song, and yesterday I was nervous. I'm sweating there because I sweat a lot, but easily.
Yeah.
me
and I
too.
was really.
Were you with him
stressing.
yesterday?
Yes. We did the recording 10 o'clock yesterday.
Okay.
And it's just crazy. I'm sitting there. I tell him, yes, I'm really nervous here. I'm like that, and I could hear in my voice. Later, I could hear it warmed up. But
Yes.
at the beginning, it was like, thinking, now I need to sing. And this man is listening to me for the first time. I met him also for the first time yesterday.
Okay.
In, like face to
Yes,
face.
yes,
you know?
yes.
And it was like, he's gonna think I can't sing. He's hearing me raw. We don't want to be heard raw.
Yes.
You need to be a little bit effects on there somewhere.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
So it was a strange thing.
Okay,
But he went like, oh no, relax, just do what you do, and so
yes.
got comfortable later on.
I must say, I also want to learn how to produce, and I think he's one of those people you definitely could
You
learn
definitely
off.
want to get.
But I have a little bit of an OCD in me, so I'm pretty sure that it might actually stand me in good stead in that type of.
No, 100%.
But anyway, that's enough about that. So Unforgettable, and then What's Going Down. I was listening to that song yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I remember this song. I quite loved What's Going Down, to be honest with
Yeah?
you. Yeah. What's the story behind that? Was it just about being happy
Yes.
and being yourself in your own life and taking charge of your own life?
Yeah, getting into that happy space, I think what's going down is about, and just relaxing into it. There's no big story behind it. The music is I think is more calming than the other songs.
Just being yourself.
Yeah. I also, like I mentioned before we started with this, is when I hear that song, it's like I need to sit with a coffee.
Yes.
And I don't even drink coffee. I need to sit in a coffee. It's raining.
Yeah.
And all the
water's on the
water's
window.
dripping on the
Yeah,
window,
yeah.
and now you're sitting with a coffee looking through the window.
Yeah.
That's how calm.
With a
I think.
book in your hand or something.
That's what's going down. There's no big story behind that one.
No. But I do love the freedom of that song. It does kind of make you feel like, like you can take charge of your own life. And, everybody just, this is me, this is what I want to do. That's how it is.
It's strange for me to hear the stuff about the songs. And I've never spoken about it in such a depth.
Yes. But I mean, that's the whole idea of the podcast, just finding out a lot more about it as well. Fallen, there's something special about Fallen, to be honest with you. Even though you spoke earlier about ballads, sometimes being difficult to get ballads to charts and things like that. But Fallen for me is it's something special. It can be used as a song when you've lost somebody, in terms of you've lost somebody to death. But it could also be used if you've lost somebody like a partner in a relationship. You know, it could work both ways. But what is the actual story behind that song?
Okay. So, like I mentioned, I've been in Spain for about 19 years. You know? And in this 19 years, I've lost my grandfather, a few friends, 2 uncles, and I just my aunt, and I just can't go back or come back home. You know? And I told Ibrahim that I need something that would sound like I've written a love letter to somebody, or a love letter to a lost one. And he came out with this thing. And then it went in my mind, I need to do a video about this also, because it's a love letter. I need something to be sweet, sad, and makes you think. And I wanted to do this only for my family.
Yeah.
I didn't think about the other like now, telling the truth now.
Yes.
I didn't think about the other people with the song. It was for these people that I couldn't see or I couldn't say goodbye to. And this love letter then came out with us. And Ibrahim got the lyrics just like I wanted it. It's not too much. It's not too little. It's just there.
It is.
Yeah.
That's
and then
beautiful.
with the day that I was in the Canary Islands when I recorded this. I work every night, so my voice is not on top every day. If I have a day free, the next day will be a lucky day for me.
Yeah.
And you're on stage, so you don't care if the people hear you, you crack. But when you're in a studio, you need to be clear.
It needs to be perfect, yeah.
But when I got to the studio, I was cracking a little bit, and I tried to clear it with a little bit of spray, you know. But later on, we sent this raw cracking thing to him, and I also staccato it a lot. So I broke it down, not a flow to it, but stopping and pronouncing the lyrics more than I did with the other songs. And I think that also gave a feeling of thought to the song, that you're thinking about these people, and it puts just a different mood to the song. I was listening to the song again because I need to sing it now, and I'm scared to sing the song because maybe I'm going to crack too much, because I'm going to do it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, but why am I doing that stop or staccato way of singing to the song? And it actually worked, and putting more emphasis on how you're feeling. So I'm getting a little bit.
No, you yeah. It's a phenomenal track, and I'm really hoping it goes to number 1. It's been at number 1 in the SA Top 10 as well, on Heart of Him. But I'd love to see it at number 1 on the top 40.
Listen here. So I played the song for my mom. Cry. Prayed for the aunt. Crying. Then the people saw the video, and the messages came in.
Oh wow!
Crying. Everybody's crying. And while I think I still have a message here on my phone of the one lady sending it. She lost her mom last year, and they listened to the song, and she couldn't speak while she's doing the WhatsApp message to me.
Yeah.
Crying all the way. One of my friends is working in China now. She lost her husband. She's from Paarl. Lost her husband when they were in their 20s. And this just brought it back to her.
Yeah.
The words, the lyrics just brought everything back to her, and she was sobbing there as well. And everybody is doing that. I got messages from people in Worcester saying they use it at a funeral of the mum as well. And then last week, just before we left, another ex-colleague of me that taught with me, she sent the message and says she can't stop listening to the song, and she heard it in the church.
Oh wow!
And she asked who it was. She didn't know. She didn't know it was me. And it's just moving and moving and moving. It's impressive how it is. And now the other day, when the song dropped from 2 to 8, somebody mentioned on the radio, and that I don't know that person. It was a Mark or something. I remember his name. And he said he couldn't understand why the song dropped
Yes, I remember.
so low. And I was like, I didn't even know these people are listening to this. Like I mentioned also before, I'm so distant,
Yes, I
so
remember
far
it was
away
Mark,
from where everything is happening that
Yeah.
I don't know really. The people don't know me.
Yes.
They never seen. I don't do shows here. So and the song touched a lot.
Yes.
A lot of people.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful song, man. I love it so much.
And I'm scared to sing the song because my mom is going to sit right in front,
Yeah,
and my aunt inside, my
Yes.
biggest follower as well. She's going to sit there, and they like to cry.
Trip from an artist perspective to have written or have a single or a song that like that touches so many nerves, you know, and then you come home and you have to sing that song in front of people like your mom or your family, and you're standing there and you can see all of these people are so emotional. You are so emotional. The song itself is written from an emotional perspective, and here you are having to do it. So that being said, what are you going to do? How do you do that without breaking?
I have no clue. I have no
He'll
clue.
let you know later.
Yes. Know what happened? The day that my grandfather died, he used to stay with my aunt them before they moved here. I still had to do a show.
Yes.
I didn't tell my colleagues that my grandfather passed away. The morning they called me, the evening I had to do a show. I did the full show. Tried to take off my clothes, and I just broke down there. So I had to keep it all in, and I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Maybe I just
think-
take something.
Yeah.
But do you not think sometimes that emotion and expressing that emotion is sometimes a good thing?
Yes, I definitely think
Brings
so.
out the passion in the song.
Yes. To
Not
hit
for me.
certain.
I won't be able to sing.
I think to hit, and I feel you. It's exactly the same. There's certain songs I sing where I get requests for certain songs that my dad used to love singing, or that I remember driving with him in a car, and he used to sing these songs while we were driving. Or specific songs I used to play, especially on Sundays. My dad and I used to drive together, and years later, I'm singing places, and people request these songs, and I found that I used to say no. So I used to get a lot of requests to do Dance with My Father. I said no. All like always, because it choked me up, and I just couldn't get to that point of being able to deliver the song nicely. You know what I mean? Because you get so caught up or so choked up on it, in the emotional, on the emotion side of it. And I think a lot of the times it actually took me to head back to my acting days to tap into a different mindset and emotion.
That's what I also
to be
wanted
able
to mention. Is rather perform it and then don't get emotional, but act like you
Yes,
emotionally.
exactly.
Take it away.
You literally have to almost be cold in your mind.
Yes.
In your mind, but like,
Yep, that's exactly it. So that was going to be my follow up to you was going to be tap into that. You know what I mean? Because I know, man, there's a lot of people I've seen. I mean, the only person I know that gets that right and the crowd go mad was Michael Jackson.
Yes.
You know, he could get emo and just sit down and cry, and people. But then,
Now
what
they're
do
gonna
you
think?
what
Yeah,
do you
now
do?
this one is getting crazy on stage. And what is happening? Too emotional. No. I don't know.
Wow.
Listen here. You know, I have 2 other songs as well. Before
yeah.
on the Rockaway, and there's another guy from Worcester that did this song, the tracks, and I wrote those 2. So one because I'm a crazy Marvel and DC comic fan, so
Okay.
superheroes, my thing, and we did a song called Dark Knight. The levels I think is not good enough for radio play because it's really boom boom, and then I did a song called You that I wrote for my husband for the wedding.
Okay.
So and then I performed it that
Did you
day.
perform it at the
Yes.
wedding? Okay.
Beautiful.
But I performed it. Scared of being too emotional, I used the track and I mimed it.
Oh wow.
And while I got close to me, he went like, "You're not singing." I said, "You're crazy." Imagine my mom, my dad, my sister, my niece sitting in front. They wet until here from crying. On Danny's side, it's his mom, his dad, his grandma going like this. Don't be naughty, you're crying, and she's crying. It was crazy. Oh, we couldn't. The brother is crying, doing the speeches. The sister is crying. It's just
Just
How
a
can you
whole
perform like that?
emotional, just a whole emotional
No, I
mess.
just mind. Yeah, but
You reminded me of something there before we get on to superheroes, though. But you reminded me of when I was chatting to him in his podcast. Well, it was the first podcast we did that I was hosting, and he was my first guest, and we were talking about this whole thing about he was Shaw baby boy Paarl.
Yeah.
And then he eventually changed to King Qasim later. There's actually a lot of similarities. In like you both went overseas. You both did what you have to do overseas. You both met partners overseas.
Yes.
And then you came back here and got your song climbing up the charts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought it was rather interesting. Where did the Mark Wayne
yeah,
come
way
from?
way back in the day, my family used to call me Pikoko Rocco.
Okay.
My cousin still call me Pikoko. No, Pikoko Rocco. And I just took. Wait, let me just tell it. I still had hair around it. So
Okay.
the hair was standing like that.
Okay,
You know?
so,
Like,
yeah.
you know, on the side, you get into the water and you go like, whoa, spikes, spikes, spikes. And then they started to call me Pikoko Rocco. Maybe because of like a hair joke or something like that.
It's a peacock.
But yeah, or maybe that, yes. And I took that last part of Pikoko Rocco, just a Rocco, and I put a double C on it. So it's Rocco, and then I started to put it on my painting. So I paint a little bit and I do drawings a little bit. So I use that. And from there, it went on to my music. So, okay, Rocco, 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 Rocco. And then it just got too much. Everybody's saying, oh, it sounds like a porn star's name. And then I moved back. I went like, oh, I never thought Mark Wayne would be a nice sound to it because it's my real name. You know, who wants to use your real name
there's
on it?
something about Wayne.
Yeah.
You know, like there's this, in showbiz, there's something about Wayne. You know, like
And-
John Wayne.
Yeah.
John Wayne.
And then I just took it from there and started to do the Mark Wayne thing. And my surname is too difficult to pronounce for the people. They will go as maybe Voigt,
Vogt.
Yeah.
Vogt,
Yes.
Voet.
Yeah.
They will go- And I just said, okay, drop that and put just Mark Wayne, my first
Wayne.
and the second. And then the Spanish, I
Yes.
think it's one name. It's not a name. Because
Yes.
they have one name and two surnames.
Yes.
And they also think that it's my name and my surname.
Yes.
The way they don't understand it's my two names, my first and my second name. And the sound sounded cool later on, just hearing it, and then I started to use it.
Use it.
Okay.
Yeah. Mark Wayne's a very strong name. I like it.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, so you obviously went to study art because you loved art and painting and things like that. So do you still paint? And what kind of stuff did you do?
I want to paint, but there's no space in the house.
Is that where your passion is? Is that one of your passions?
Drawing, mostly drawing. I do very, what do you call that now? Portraits,
Okay.
but like real life portraits. It looks, it's not like opposite abstract. I wanted to look like a photo, so realistic.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So now work the surface a lot.
Oh, I'd love to see some of
Really
that.
capture.
I like to work the surface a lot, that it looks like skin. But I haven't done it in a long time. This music is taking a lot of my time. And when you get home, you just want to go lay down.
Yes.
And then in the afternoons, you need to spend time with your family or your loved ones, you know.
Yes.
And it takes a lot of time. And like I said, there's not enough space in our house for another room. I've already taken the one room for the sound.
Yeah.
And there's no space for the moment until we get a
What
bigger
if
place.
you just created like sound, like bass traps using paintings?
That would be cool.
Okay.
I'm just putting it out there. It's like, this is my
Because you can
this-
use
this is-
use the material.
Yeah, and this is my internal interior design person
Yeah.
thing coming out now.
Yeah.
Imagine I do the next video drawings. Just
Yeah.
doing drawings, the whole video drawings.
that
ne?
was gonna be
that would be
that was gonna be
amazing.
exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna
Wait,
say
there's a video out like that
drawing.
already, no? Somebody is doing. No, Bruno Mars did it with a tape,
yeah.
with a
The
cassette
cassette
tape.
tape,
The-
yeah,
the
yeah.
tape
Has
in it.
beautiful girls with what's his face?
A B.O.B.
B.O.B. Yeah, it's that one.
Superheroes? You're a big like
Batman.
So what? Marvel, DC? Where are we?
I watch any superhero thing. But
Okay.
when I wear stuff, it will be always Batman.
Okay.
T-shirts,
Yeah.
cufflinks. The people gave cufflinks for me for wedding day, Batman stuff.
So this is if anybody's thinking of a birthday gift for
Yes.
Mark Wayne, I tell you what, Batman. That's all you have to know.
No, Batman. I've got pajamas, and everybody just in Spain. They just because they see me with the Batman stuff everywhere, they send me Batman.
That's what they get
things,
you.
yeah. I've got a bag of blue and white, also with the stripes. How can I forget that?
Captain
name?
America.
Captain America.
I was
Yeah.
just about to say. Just what
Captain
I-
America suit bag, and they say you're 50 years old, okay? You need to move away from this childish stuff. I say I won't never.
That's so funny.
Okay, so dare I ask, like, maybe your favorite TV show or favorite movie? I guess Batman
It's
would
going
be right in there.
I'm big in action.
Okay.
In action, I love action movies. I'm forced to watch dramas.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But you're an action music
I'm an action
movie.
Telenovela.
And there's a lot of it happening there. Huh?
Yeah, I
A lot
can
of
imagine.
it. My husband is watching a
It's infested.
Italian one.
It's infested Netflix now. Have you
Yeah.
seen
Oh.
this?
Yeah, no,
mad.
that's the Italian one also that he's watching.
Yeah.
And I must go there. Sit and watch the same thing. It's like that. All the movies, it's once to a Marvel movie or action movie.
Yes.
And then one to a drama. So it's like that.
Okay.
So
Alright.
when it's a drama, I just go for the popcorn in
There's,
the
there's
sweets.
balance. There's balance.
Yes.
So favorite movies?
All except the last Marvel one.
Okay.
The Thor one, Thor versus. I don't even want. I don't. Love and Thor, something like that. The last one, terrible. Action, love James Bond.
Daniel
Statham.
Craig, James Bond, or like
Yeah,
older?
yeah.
Daniel.
Okay.
Daniel Craig.
Action all the
Okay,
way. Blood everywhere. It doesn't need to look pretty. Doesn't need to look pretty. Any action stuff. I like the Korean stuff as well.
Okay.
Yes, I love Korean stuff. Yeah.
I don't care for subtitles. I'll watch and read
Yeah.
as long as the action is there. Fantasy stuff.
What about like old school action stuff like
No.
Die Hard and things like that?
Bruce
No.
Wayne.
No.
No, maybe that time. Now it just seems
Too lame.
flat.
Oh wait, I
Well,
get it. Wait. Sorry, I'm jumping out here.
Yes.
Bruce Wayne. He's Batman.
Yeah.
Mark Wayne. I got you.
You see, my cousin and my
got
cousin.
Wow. Okay. All right. The
got
secret
you.
identity has been revealed.
They unmasked me,
You know our lives are not safe anymore.
or maybe safe.
Oh, man. Okay. Do me a favor. Stick your arms out.
Stick my arms out.
Stick your arms out, guys. We have a problem.
I keep saying, I'm taking him for his first tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm definitely taking him. He doesn't have any.
No, I don't.
So I think we have to make a thing of it where
Do you know what I want? I want something on my calf.
boom, a Man United
No.
logo.
No.
Boom.
A dedication to my dad
Oh,
Beautiful.
Nice.
on my
That,
calf.
well, that's gonna be
Thoughtful
the
image,
first
yeah.
piece.
Yeah, indeed. The
Definitely
first-
gonna be the first
It'll
piece.
be probably the right calf.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Now I
Tell us
went.
about yours.
My first one is one on my chest.
Okay.
This way. Rock. You see, it's a Rocco. Can you see it's
Yeah,
Rocco?
yeah.
And this is the Rocco, and then V at the thing. But this one I got in Paarl. A sleazy place, I don't know. I can't even remember. But I went, I did it. I told my uncle, and he went to do his rose on his arm as well.
Okay.
But you can see this is old school.
Oh,
Still the
wow.
color is still good because it's covered. You know?
Yeah.
Then I went and I changed the bottom in Spain. You can see there's a thing.
Okay.
So I changed because it was like a devil thing. And everybody
Okay.
was, oh, you're from the devil. My
Oh,
mum,
yeah.
This is devil stuff.
You gotta
And then
watch
I
that.
put that on.
Okay.
And then I just went for another one on my back. One day before, the same day when I came home, came back and this thing was sticking to my shirt. There was
Oh
just
my
blood at the
goodness.
back
Oh,
sticking.
no.
Yes.
Got in South Africa and I had to do like. get it
Oh
off.
no.
And it's still itching because I did something wrong.
Yes.
I didn't think about that. And then I got this one for my niece, the one when she was born. I put Zoe, I call her my
Okay.
princess, and Yes, and this one was redone 50,000 times. And then the red was the first one. And then I needed to stop there.
Okay.
But then I went back to this guy and he said, no, you need to put black in there. And I put black in there and it looked terrible. And then I went further. And I put another thing on top of thinking, oh, now it's going to be a nice composition. And it messed it up. And then I went to a place to take it off.
Okay.
To remove the thing. So that's why it's light.
I
And
got
then
you.
I scarred. After the third time, I scarred a lot.
Yes.
So there's a lot of scarring on this.
Yeah.
And I just kept this mandala. Yeah. But I need to go again to see if I maybe can get rid of the scarring.
The scarring. I think right now there's a lot of ways. I mean, the best, well, actually, there's a clinic out here not out here, but closer to you in the northern suburbs, that does quite like really good work with removals and stuff. And I looked into them a few years ago when I came back to Cape Town to get some stuff removed as well. Good clinic. Look, it's time. It takes a lot of time. And if you think about it, for me, I'd keep it. You know what I mean? There's certain things I just go, actually, you know what? I'm just going to keep it. Because it was part of your story.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's part of your story. And so you also just look back and go, man, I did.
Yes.
You know?
I actually wanted to ask you the same question that I'm going to ask him now, but I was going to ask him, and now you kind of revealed it already. Is there anything you regret as far as the tattoos are concerned?
I'm not
But if you-
regretting it. I did this. I did the removal because Danny, my husband, didn't like the tattoo. So I didn't do it for me.
I got you.
I tell him it's his fault that I scarred. He says, yes, but it looked very well when it was red. It looked very well. And then gonna accent down. And I should have stopped there. But yeah, I don't regret it. But there's a story behind that also.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And do you regret any of your tattoos?
Yes.
Okay.
I got my ex-wife's name on my chest.
Ooh, the
Rookie
biggest
mistake.
mistake that everybody does. Yeah. Don't put the.
She was my wife. She wasn't a
Oh,
girlfriend.
but you can go like that.
You know what I mean? Man,
With a line through it.
Then he needs to make a list
Man.
of all his
Oh, yes.
girlfriends with lines across.
I did it. I got her face. And then I got it two-faced. Later.
Point it to the camera.
No, later.
She's going to get,
So I got a two-faced later, but I still have a name that I'm waiting to actually get removed.
Big?
No. It's just down the center of my chest.
Imagine
So I'd say,
where
it's like,
your girlfriend, your wife is laying on your chest on your ex's
you know what?
name.
My wife is so cool. Like she knows the vibe. She knows why it's there. She never complains. And I mean, I know from a man's perspective. I mean, if she had her ex's name, I'd be miffed, man. I'd be so mad. Sometimes
I'd be too.
and you know what Russia's like. Like sometimes I look at Russia and I'm just like, how amazing is my wife, dude?
Yeah.
Like really, like she's with me through all the craziness, and you can imagine from an artist's perspective what life is like. The ups and downs. I'm talking about like everything. Like, man, we gotta eat rice and noodles this week. We're eating rice and noodles. You know what I mean? And then there's days where we're boiling, and because sometimes your song, goes to number one, and you actually
Just have to throw it in there.
you know.
And Mark Wayne's fallen is number 2. Yes.
I just want to put this out there for those who don't know the story, okay? On my top 40 show, these two are vying for the number 1 spot at the same time. He was able to do it, and he's still waiting for that number 1. But like, if any song is gonna do it, it's gonna be Fallen.
Man, for real. Fallen for me is, I love that song. Absolutely love that song.
What have you got coming up in terms of music? Your next single? Do we get to know the name, or are you holding this
I'm
close
not
to
sure
your
if I
chest?
should. No, I'm not going to say.
Good.
Yes. Yeah. Or should I?
No, tell us what it's about.
Okay.
Give us a vibe.
It's just a party theme. I think it should be, party theme, yes.
Okay.
Don't give it away a lot.
All
It's
right.
a chanting song, party thing. You know, when you
Nice.
jump to the song and everybody going like, oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
got
want to
you.
say the name. Oh.
And it's a nice summer, going into summer vibe.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
called Replay. Sorry.
Replay.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So how does it go?
No, well, hopefully we recorded it yesterday morning. So hopefully it will be released before you close your thing. I understand that in November is the last to do songs, no? Or how does it work to not to release, to submit
Submissions.
Oh no, you can submit at any point. I would suggest
if it is for summer.
For summer, yeah, I would say November. Give it a little bit of time to grow.
Yes, because the plan is to release it somewhere in November.
Well, there's no doubt it'll be on Heart, so don't worry about that. I'm sure we'll make a plan.
No, but
Yeah.
you know about Unforgettable. Just thinking about Unforgettable. Unforgettable was almost a year old before it went to Heart FM. So it's an old song that actually got a lot of
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, but wasn't Fallen also an older song?
Yeah, it's supposed to be released
You wrote
last
it a
year.
while ago.
Yes.
But you
said
sat
you
on it,
wrote.
right?
You sat
Yes,
on
You
it.
sat on
yes,
it.
yes. We needed to give it back
Yeah.
just to get everything in.
Okay. Wow. Before we go, can we just talk about where we are?
Fantastic
Man.
place.
Just tell us all about this place, if
It's
you don't mind.
the first time I'm also here.
Okay.
It's a place of my aunt and my uncle.
Yeah, it's a family place,
Yes,
eh?
it's-
And they've renovated a bunch of bedrooms here.
No,
as
this
well.
is all new.
Oh,
It's
this
all
is
new.
all
This
new.
place
Brand new. Built
was
from-
everything
built
was
from
burned
the
down.
It is stunning inside. They said we can go and change
Mm.
because
Yeah.
we stupidly came in long pants. So they said we can go and change and we could use one. This is Paarl. You don't come to Paarl in long pants.
They
So
say
Yes.
change. They say
change in
swim.
one of the rooms. I went into one of the rooms. Absolutely stunning.
Beautiful.
No, it's Val Mor is called. It's also
Val Mor.
yes, it's named after my uncle's mother. Val, I think his name was Valerie, and then there's something added to it, and then the place, the main venue, is called after my grandmother.
Okay.
So
And that
family is
venue is for hiring out.
hiring out this also.
Yes.
The area takes a less crowd. This is a smaller venue here with the rooms, and then the top one is for bigger one. They had a few matric balls there already,
Okay.
and then
So
different
you
functions.
could actually go and get married up there, and,
Yes.
and everyone can stay here.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's man, it's beautiful.
It is stunning.
I was chatting to your uncle earlier, he explaining to me everything, how he changed little things that he did. He kept the front the upstairs side with the old school flooring, so he didn't make it concrete just to keep
Yes.
that natural feel. So if you walk, like if you're downstairs and someone's walking upstairs, you can still hear that
Yes.
creak and hear the footsteps. I like that. It gives you that.
And
that
they
natural
were living
feel.
in Edgemead, and then they moved here.
Okay.
And they only lived in a small building that they built there, and then from there everything was getting up. It's only 3 years.
Wow.
So it's coming there. It's
But I
getting
mean, he's
there.
got olives. We're about to get some olives, and we're
Yes.
about to get some olive oil happening here.
Yes.
Um,
So I tell you what, we will post the link to their social media pages down below, and you can come and book a getaway
Yes.
or an event here as well. So definitely, and a big thank you to them for allowing us
hosting
to,
us.
Yes.
to be here today, and they've done a fantastic job in hosting us
Yes.
as well.
And
Very
we
cool.
still need to go swim and have
Yes,
some lunch.
indeed. We got stuff to do. So that's going to be cool. Mark Wayne, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
My
Mark.
pleasure. It's a
Man.
pleasure. Thanks for having me, and thanks for coming out.
Good luck with the future.
Yes, thank you so much.